Caps and Rangers back out on the ice. This crowd is ready to go. Caps, of course, this season in the playoffs, 2-0 in sudden death overtime games. Lifetime, they are 6-5. Longest overtime ever, of course, 68 minutes, 47 seconds. Back on April 18th in '87 against the Islanders when they lost to that Pat LaFontaine shot. And, of course, the shortest just the other night. McLeod Langway getting the winner 34 seconds into the extra session. But you think about Mike Ridley hitting a goal post, and then you think about, in the third period, John Druce hitting a goal post, with Dale Hunter unable to come up with that rebound into a wide open net. The Capitals certainly had a chance to put this game away. And right now, they've got overtime to work against with a fired-up New York Ranger crowd. Ready to go. 4-on-4 hockey to start. 6 seconds remaining in lead to Mullen. Then the Rangers will have a power play.
New York winless in 2 chances of sudden death overtime in the playoffs. They were beaten by the Islanders, the only game the Islanders won in the first round, and then by the Caps the other night. Here's a shot by Ridley off the arm of Van Beesbrook. He looked a little shaky on that. Here's Patrick over to get it. Leads it out to center ice. Kissio dumps it back inside the Washington zone. Liut leaves it behind the net. Stevens up the boards and back out to center ice. Washington 2-1-6 in regular season overtime. The Rangers 2-2-13. Rouse sends it out to center. Here's Hunter across the line. Anytime a team is inside the blue line, you have to consider them a threat. And here's Hunter with the puck, turning it around. Tries to bring it out, but Mullen is there to steal it. Up to Kissio, dumps it back into the Washington zone, and a high shot off the arm of Liut, and taken by Stevens. It rolled right off Liut's shoulder, and oh my, how much closer can you come? That could just as easily have rolled right down his back and into the net, but it didn't, and it's still 1-1.
Just unbelievable. Mike Liut has played a strong game, and here has got to be the biggest save of the night. Ogrodnik, and you see the difference at the Capital Center. Kissio dumps that in, it just sits there, and Rouse could probably beat Ogrodnik to it. Here it comes pounding back out. Ogrodnik gets it. The hard drive on Liut, stopping it, having it pop up in the air, roll down his back almost like some sort of acrobatic trick. Like a juggler would be working with the ball, rolling it behind his back, down his arms, and Stevens helped save the day as well.
Here's Scott Stevens to play it all the way down the ice, and this will be an icing call now against Washington as Rochefort is back to get it. The Bruins game is over in Boston. They scored on an empty net goal as the Canadians had pulled Patrick Roy in favor of a 6th attacker. So that one ends up 3-1. The Bruins are the winners in the Adams division, and they will face the winner of the Patrick division. And the Caps could be the team if they score here in overtime.
Just another reason for the Capitals to wrap it up now. They don't want to have to play a 6th and possibly 7th game. They need some rest, particularly with an additional injury to Kevin Hatcher tonight. Boston Bruins were pretty banged up as well. Will certainly have some time.
Offside the call here at the New York blue line against John Druce, who came in before the puck.
Understand Cam Neely was the man who got the empty net goal to seal things for the Bruins. And talk about ridding some old ghosts. The Boston Bruins, every time in the playoffs, always seem to have the Montreal Canadiens standing in their way of playoff success. But they vanquished the Habs in 5 games.
Hunter wins the faceoff from Nichols. Back to Langway. Now over to Neil Sheehy. He dumps it back inside the New York zone. Played off the boards by Moeller. Here comes Moeller out to center ice. Jan Eriksson. Right wing pass for Gartner. Taken away by Langway, but now Nichols winds up and fires. The play's offside as Liut makes the save anyway.
Jan Eriksson just now getting up at center ice. Roger Nielsen has consistently kept Eriksson out there to go against John Druce when Hunter's line is there. He's matched Eriksson up, replaced Millette with Eriksson out there on that line with Nichols and Gartner. Where Jan Eriksson gets clipped and popped by Dale Hunter and knocked down. is the new line. Wilson getting a lot of ice time now because of Turcotte's injury.
Wilson a -5 in the playoffs coming into this game with a -7 in this series alone. And hasn't seen that much ice time. Here's a lead pass to Tucker. He climbs to center, 3-on-3, fakes, takes the slap shot, and it's deflected. Now right in front of the net, and Beesbrook has to scoop it up and stops play.
This is a situation, you touched on it earlier, Mike, where face-offs become vital. The team that can start dominating in the face-off department in these critical draws. You've got the game hanging on the line, and so many of these situations, you win a face-off, jam the front of the net, shot comes flying in from the point that the goaltender never sees. Crazy caroms, where Van Beesbrook with the good reactions right there. Mike Ridley out there to take the draw. He comes out with Leach and Miller. Heli Kissio is going to go against him.
Ridley wins the draw, but as it's taken back to the point by Leach, it gets away from Johansson. He chases into his own zone. Lead pass out to Kelly Miller. Here comes Miller. Fires on goal, then Beesbrook to save. Brodnick waits in the corner. The puck goes out of the zone to center ice. Now Scott Stevens to take it to Kelly Miller. Dump back inside the Ranger zone. Leach cuts in behind Van Beesbrook. Brodnick to the point, stepped in. Now Leach a turnaround shot. And Beesbrook sticks that aside. James Patrick followed up against the board. Here's Mullen starting out. To Kissio. And Stevens leaves it to Miller, and he dumps it in. The Caps change up on the fly. Here's Greshner to start out. Comes it all the way down. The Caps nearly got caught with too many men on the ice during the line change. Now here's Scott Stevens. Back out to center. Knocked down by John Tucker. Tucker across the blue line. Has it taken away by Rochefort. Lead pass on the right wing for Nichols. Played behind the net by Liut. And John Tucker starts back. Here's a 3-on-2 rush. Tucker on the right wing. Gets across the blue line. Sheehy wants the puck. There's the pass. A shot. A save. A rebound by Van Beesbrook. And the Rangers clear it out. Up on the right wing. Here's Nichols. He fires, and a save by Liut. Drops it behind the net. Now for Langway. Rod Langway starts to center. Carries across the line. Passes it to Bob Joyce. Joyce right in front, and Gartner is able to sweep it away. Now here's Hunter. Looking for Druce, taken away by Nichols, and he skates to center. Langway challenges him at the blue line. Nichols keeps going with the puck into the corner. Now Courtnall back to pick it up, but Erickson takes it away. Broughton keeps it in. Rouse stands up to him. Here's Broughton. Turn around, fires! Off the side of the net. Cleared behind the net. Nichols has the puck, taken away by Courtnall. Now Nichols reaching for it again, and it's played up the boards. Ruff keeps it inside the line to Broughton. Rink wide it goes. Everyone's standing here in the Garden. In behind the net, it's Langway. Right side. The pass out to Courtnall off his skates to the blue line of New York. Courtnall coming on, a pass on Van Beesbrook. Robs John Druce by sliding out in front and knocking the puck off his stick. Marvelous goaltending at both ends of the ice. Here's a clearing pass off Erickson, taken away, and now Ridley to Druce. Right in front, a shot. The Caps pressuring still in the Ranger zone, but it's held against the side of the New York net.
Great chances at both ends of the ice. Jeff Courtnall coming up. He's got Druce and Hunter to work with. Gets it in front to Druce, but John Van Beesbrook sprawls to save the day. And before that, Tucker sets up Neil Sheehy in the slot. That puck is bouncing, shoots high, Van Beesbrook stops the first shot, then rallies over to get that second one. And remember when Dino Ciccarelli almost in jest said, well, if Rod Langway scored the other night, I guess it's going to be Neil Sheehy tonight. That prophecy almost came true. Neil Sheehy would love to have that shot again. Puck was bouncing up a little bit, couldn't settle it down, I don't think the way he wanted to. And when he did drill the shot, it was right into the midsection of Van Beesbrook. He has been spectacular in this overtime.
Here's Moeller with the puck, clears it off the boards and out to center ice. Stolen now by Mike Ridley. Given up to Mullen. He plays it out to center. Here's a 2-on-2. Ogrodnik across the line. In with Kissio. Scott Stevens blocks it away. Now in behind the net. Here's Mullen trying to center off the side of the goal, and Stevens bounces it back to the corner. Kelly Miller. In to work it away. Over to Scott Stevens. Stevens ahead to center ice. Now to Ridley at the blue line. He and Leach getting one another's way. The puck cleared to center, and Sheehy fires it right back into the Ranger zone. Now it's cleared all the way down the ice. This is offside if Ogrodnik gets there to touch it. And there's the whistle. It's an icing call if he doesn't, because Sheehy touches it. So the faceoff comes back inside the Ranger zone.
Oh, good thing Neil Sheehy played that a little nonchalantly. I don't know if you realized it was going to be an icing call. I think he was about to settle for the offside call, but this icing call definitely brings the faceoff deep into the Ranger end, and a much better opportunity for the Capitals to work something off the draw. Well, it's been basically a two-line overtime for Roger Nielsen. Terry Murray's gone with 3 lines. He's got his third line out there of Joyce, Berglund, and Tucker out there now. Now Kerry Wilson, who's had one other shift this period, comes out there, except he's going to remain there with Mike Gartner. So a little mixing and matching going on. Gartner out there, along with Troy Millette. Now Bernie Nichols comes out. So that Millette, Gartner, Nichols line reunited here. And that's been basically it. It's been the Kissio line and the Nichols line most of this overtime.
Here's James Patrick with it behind the goal, moves it up the boards. And Millette sends it all the way down. They wave off the icing, so Langway will have to go back and get it. He stops behind the goal. Keeps an eye on Nichols, parked in front of the net. And Langway leads the pass out. Tim Berglund doesn't take it. It comes to center. Gartner dumps it right back in. Here's Langway behind the goal. Leads it out to Bob Joyce. Joyce to center ice. Gets across the blue line. Inside the Ranger zone. Fires wide. Helped along by Van Beesbrook, and a backhander again misses the goal. Gartner has it for New York. We're in sudden death overtime. The game tied 1-1. Puck cleared to center ice. Rouse fires it right back into the Ranger end. Courtnall turns, centers, and a shot, and it goes! The Caps are the Patrick Division champions and pop the corks. A sudden death overtime goal has given the Washington Capitals their first Patrick Division championship. They beat the Rangers 2-1. An appreciative crowd here at Madison Square Garden applauding the efforts of these two teams, and you almost knew it would come on a goal like that, a deflection.
And Mike, I think this is John Druce's goal. I think the man who has had the dominating series has put the Capitals into the conference finals for the first time ever.
Now the traditional handshaking starts, and for the first time in the history of the Washington Capitals franchise, they are not shaking hands in the second round and bidding another team their very best to go on to the conference finals. For the Rangers, their 50-year wait for a Stanley Cup championship will have to go on hold for at least one more year. John Druce has been credited with the goal. And the Capitals will be the team to meet the Boston Bruins in the Wales Conference Championship beginning Thursday night at Boston Garden.
The scoring, John Druce from Jeff Courtnall and John Tucker at 6 minutes and 48 seconds of overtime. Here's one more look at it, or here's really our first look at it on the replays. John Tucker wheeling in the corner, slides it out, Now watch Jeff Gordon now. He spins in, looks at traffic building in front, and all John Druce does is beat Ron Greschner to it, poke it through Van Beesbrook, and this red-hot man has given the Capitals their greatest moment in history.
Washington has 5 shots in overtime for a game total of 33. And the Rangers with 4, a game total of 30. The Washington Capitals are the 1990 Patrick Division champions. Let's head downstairs now to Jeff Rimmer.
Thanks, Mike. We've got the team captain of the Washington Capitals. Ronnie, congratulations. First time in the team's history. You're going to be playing in May.
That's great. I'm going back home, hopefully against Boston, and it's going to be a great series, but I don't know what happened to Kevin tonight. We got to get him back healthy, and the guys really pulled up their shorts tonight and dug down and played great.
How about John Druce? What a remarkable story.
It's typical. You know, I think it was just fitting for him to get the game winner in the 4th game and close it out for us. And
come on in.
He's really become a great player for us.
John Druce, congratulations. Whatever you're doing, don't change it, huh?
Well, you know, it was tough tonight. We went 3 periods goal, and then in the overtime, I got my stick on one, and it goes in the net. You know, it was a great play by Jeff Gordon putting it to the net. And just a great win for us, you know.
You're going to be playing in the Stanley Cup semifinals. That's got to be a dream come true, one series away.
You're darn right. You know, we've been working hard, and, you know, we've done it the hard way all season. And coming into an overtime game like this and pulling it out in an overtime game last game, it's a big boost for us. And, you know, I think we deserve the win because all season we've had a rough time going. And right now it's just onward and upward, hopefully.
Congratulations. Go enjoy it. We'll see you back in Washington for Game 3 of this next series.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, John Druce, another overtime goal, another big goal for the Washington Capitals. And let's go back upstairs and rejoin Mike Fornes and Al Koken. All right, thanks, Jeff. Mike, I think if you want to boil down the series and the success the Capitals had, it's simply that they were beating the Rangers to things in front of the net, in the corners, and along the boards. And here's a classic example. 2 Capitals beating Rangers to it along the boards. Then John Druce simply drives to the net. He gets a little bit of a position break on Ron Greschner, the veteran, and simply pokes it right through John Van Beesbrook. You can boil it down to that. The Capitals were winning the battle along the boards, getting the loose pucks, and they were driving to the front of the net. They outworked the Ranger defense almost the entire series, and that John Druce goal, very typical of it, and that's why they're moving on to the Wales Conference Finals.
We'll be back with our post-game programming from Madison Square Garden right after this.
After a mix-up at the hospital, Detective Bert Simpson thinks he's got 2 weeks to live.
What's the difference if it happens?